A lot of people doubt themselves, not because they're incompetent, but lazy and distracted. A lot of people think they doubt themselves because they don't have the capabilities, but that's false because God gave us all abilities. But a lot of people do not understand that they are not incompetent, but lazy and distracted. See, laziness, everybody know God's hate. Everybody know the parable, God hates sloth and laziness. You wicked and slothful servant. You knew I was reaping where I have not sown and gathering where I have not scattered seed. You knew I was a hard, austere man. You should have took my money to the bank and got a reusury. So everybody knows that being lazy and being a wicked and slothful servant is not productive. That means you have no productivity. That means you're not working towards anything. You do not take action. So we know that the lazy can't take action, and we know the distracted can't really take action. But the distracted take action, but they take action in distractions. They're constantly distracted, and they wonder why nothing ever goes right. See, I see this often. I see a lot of people gathering around the TV screens and gathering around the Sunday football screens instead of working, continue to work until something actually produced themselves. So a lot of people come to me in real life, reality, and a lot of people online come to me, hey, Preem, I want to start to do what you're doing. I want to learn this and that and do this and that. And I say, okay, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm watching a Sunday football game. Well, this is why. You're in the circus at Rome. You're a full-grown man still sitting around watching the football game after you just told me you need to pay money for your light bill. What is going on? You're not working hard enough. You're not doing things to even try and get it. So a lot of people, as I said, they doubt themselves because they've never put in effort. They never put in work because that's the key. When I do things, I believe before I even have done said object because I know that if I can do something, I know I can put my mind to it. And that's something my mother always taught me. My mother always told me, son, you can do whatever you put your mind to. Growing up as a kid, she instilled that into me, and I absolutely carried that all the way into adulthood. And I believe truly I can do anything I put my mind to. I believe I can climb Mount Everest in a month butt naked. I can climb the mountain of Mount Everest butt naked in the freezing cold because I believe I can in my mind. Do you understand that your mind is the only thing real? Somehow, some way, shape, or form, I'll make it. So a lot of people, as I said, they have capabilities. They're just laying on it. Because one of the servants, which it was in the parable, one of the servants was sitting on his talents. He buried his talents in the ground. The same servant I just described, he buried his talents in the ground. And the Lord came back and said, you wicked, what are you doing? You're sitting on your talents. You need to do something. Action. I heard a quote from some bald guy online walking around with a Bugatti and stuff. He said, raw action solves all. And this is absolutely true. And my grandfather had a similar quote he told me. He said, action is the key component to everything. He used to say that. And it's true. Because when you just do things and you take action, God rewards action takers. I learned this a long time ago. A lot of people like to philosophize. A lot of people like to think, which that is true. You need to think. But a lot of people who think don't take action as well. So this is why I say the lazy and the distracted, they always get left behind because they never take action on the said task or the said subject that what you're trying to achieve. So they take action in different areas. They're taking action in being lazy. Inaction of itself is action. And I'm trying to think who said it exactly. I think it was in Thai or Thai, however you say it. It was an old philosopher, ancient mystery, or he said something of that. And he said, inaction of itself is action. I heard that it wasn't Buddha. It wasn't Buddha. It was the other guy. I'll figure it out. But he was talking about yin and yang, and he was saying how inaction is also action. So a lot of people are actually doing action, which they believe that the pleasure of inaction is good in that moment. But they don't know that they're paying a farther worse pain for tomorrow. The more you delay that action, you keep telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow comes and you don't do it. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, I'll do it. I'll do it next week. Oh, tomorrow. The next week come. And all of a sudden it starts to be decades and years of you saying you're going to do it in tomorrow and you never done it. You know what you need to do. You know there's capabilities you're lying dormant and latent upon. You know there's things you have to do and you still won't do them. Why? You need to question yourself. That's why I say perhaps the serpent has you in a hold, a chokehold. This is why I talk about having your mind in your control. The serpent can't push you around and make you sad and depressed and all these things if your mind is in your control. Most of you believe that you're incompetent. You're not incompetent. You're just lazy and fucking distracted. Most of you need to focus on the task of what you want to do instead of sitting around watching TV all the time and wondering why life sucks. You need to work towards something. You need to at least enjoy the process. Everybody wants to see results without the process. Everybody wants to see everything so quick. Everything has to be so fast and easy. Why can't it be hard, pain, suffering, and tedious? When someone come to me and tell me, say, J. Preem, or Preem, I'm going to have you do this sad task. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tedious. It's going to be painful. You're just going to feel like you in hell. I'm going to say, good. Good. I know something is going to come great upon it. See, the lazy and distracted can't do this. They don't think this way. The lazy and distracted don't think this way. I think in a way that will get me results. I will guarantee myself results because I have been given a gift from God to do anything. Give me enough time on the planet, I can do anything. Give me enough time. Just like how everything I set my mind to doing, I've done it. I woke up and said one day, you know what? I've been broke my whole life. I want to make more money this year. Made more money this year. like whatever year I'm in or wherever phase I'm in, I sit and say, you know what? I want to increase this certain aspect of my life, and I increased it. I said, okay, you know what? I want to get very, very fit and get very, 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 very fit and strong. And I went and got fit and strong. I said, I want to go out into the wilderness and fast for a couple of days or a couple of months or a few long periods of fasting. Went out there and did that. Everything, every single thing. I said, I wanted this certain girl. I went out and got her. So everything in my life, I said, I can do it and I've done it because I'm not lazy and I'm not distracted. See, that's the key component of the successful individuals and the 1% of the individuals in this real life. In this earth. These are the main two that's stopping everybody. Laziness and distracting. I can blink and blink my brain. Most of you can't blink and blink your brain off the evidence of what you see. Most of you will sit and scroll TikTok, and scroll Instagram Reels all day, watching all these different streamers who are no good for your mind. I can understand if you're watching people like me who are trying to actively help break you free, but most of you watch people who keep you in chain. Most of the entertainment that you watch keeping you in chain, it's not helping. It's just temporary relief so you can laugh at your problems. What are you, a little kid? You want to laugh your problems away? Why don't you want to focus and go through the pain required and fix it? Pain is not some bad thing. Pain is good. That's why when a lot of people hear something is going to be hard, they're discouraged. Because I said they're lazy and they're distracted. So I remember speaking to someone. Someone was asking me a certain thing. He said, hey, I want you to join this. Boom, boom, boom. I don't like being around people who are lazy and distracted, right? And he was one of those ones. He invited me. I said, what are you doing? Oh, I'm playing video games. I'm playing this right now. I'm like, bro, you haven't even achieved your goals yet. You haven't achieved not 1% of your goal. You come to me talking about you playing video games right now? You're lazy and you're distracted. Get to work more. And it's not even the fact. I keep saying this. There has to be if you love video games, it's good. That's cool for you. But if you're not in the position of where you want to be and you're playing, like people come to me and they have these problems Let's say they're not where they want to be at in life, or they haven't even achieved not 1% of their goal. And they come to me, I say, what are you doing right now? I'm playing video games, or I'm watching TV, or I'm watching this. And I'm like, bro, you haven't even done anything today. You don't even deserve to play the video game. You need to work. You need to work so until you almost tired. And then it'll be different if he was actually training. Most of you do not even train. That's why I say you're lazy and distracted. You're working hard on the wrong things. You're working hard on the video game as opposed to upgrading your character in real life. Upgrading your character in real life, going out and hitting push-ups, going out and to the wilderness like me, fasting, training, getting stronger, strengthening my mind, doing a bunch of stuff, making more money, building skills. You can do all this on the video game, but you can't do it in real life. You need to question yourself. Why? Perhaps the serpent has you in his venom. You need to escape the serpent's venom. Perhaps most of you, the venom of the algorithm is starting to seep into your consciousness, into your bones, and you need to absolutely break it free. You need to get out of it. That's why I talk in length about these things, right? So if you want to increase your income, you want to increase your money, increase all status and everything in your life, you need to listen to what I'm saying. You need to control your mind. Laziness and distraction comes from a mind that is not controlled, because you have to think, if I can go down the same pathway of the serpent and I can break the trap, I go where the serpent want me to go. He want me to scroll. He want me to do all these things. I can go down that pathway and I can just break the trap with my mind. That easy. Most of you fall into the trap over and over and over. You need to break it. And it's as simple as having a timer on your phone, setting a 15-minute timer of scroll. If you catch yourself in the mid-scroll, to start to pop up a timer and say, get off scrolling. It's as simple as that. That's the first step. Stop being lazy. Stop being distracted. You're not incompetent. Perhaps you're just lazy and distracted. And if you actually focus yourself on actually trying to figure out how to make more money, trying to figure out how to get stronger, trying to figure out human nature, learning about women, all of these things you can actually start to develop and get better in life. You could. You could be a high specimen of man like I am. You could be a man that is absolutely great at everything that he put his mind to. I wanted to box and I got fantastic at boxing. I'm a champion boxer. I can beat down anybody I put my mind to. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's putting your mind to something. Most of you are putting your mind in the wrong places. If you just listen to me carefully, and if you join my free Telegram, if you show up daily, if you read the chats, if you actually prepare, if you actually listen to my chats in the free Telegram, the link is in the description. If you actually wake up, you dedicate yourself for a few short months. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's a few short months and you can change your life. I've done it. I came from nothing. I came from the bottom. I came from living in trap houses. I came from the hood. I came from Section 8. I came from one single parent household, staying in hotels and stuff, going from house to house. If I can do it, then you can do it. You can do it. If you stop being lazy, if you stop being distracted, join the free Telegram. I will see you there.